Have you ever felt like you are running at absolute top speed, pushing yourself to the very limit every single day, yet somehow you are still standing in the exact same place? Take a deep breath. Stop scrolling. Do not swipe away from this video. I need you to pause right here, right at this very moment, because your mind is desperately trying to tell you something that you have been ignoring for months, maybe even years. If you choose to skip this now, you will simply carry that same heavy, suffocating exhaustion into tomorrow and the day after that. Allow yourself this one brief moment to finally stop running. Just listen. What you are looking at right now is not just a random piece of content pushed by an algorithm. This is a deliberate, psychological intervention. You can feel it, can't you? The world around you is moving rapidly. People seem to be effortlessly achieving their goals, and on the outside, you smile and play your part perfectly. You are the reliable one. You are the one who holds it together and does what needs to be done. But behind closed doors, in the quiet, isolated moments, when it is just you staring at the ceiling, there is a distinct, heavy tightness in your chest. It is a quiet, persistent whisper telling you that something is fundamentally off. It feels as though there is a thick, invisible glass wall standing between you and the life you actually want to be living. You can clearly see the success, the peace of mind, and the deep fulfillment on the other side of that glass. But no matter how hard you strike it, no matter how much effort you pour into your days, the glass simply will not shatter. Do not look away. Stay right here with me. The reason you are feeling this profound, agonizing sense of being stuck is not because you are lazy. It is not because you lack talent, and it is certainly not because you are not trying hard enough. Right now, you are standing at a critical psychological crossroads. There is a hidden, incredibly powerful mechanism operating in the dark background of your mind, a silent saboteur that is actively hijacking your progress. It is pulling the invisible strings of your decisions, your sudden bursts of procrastination, and your crippling self-doubt. If you scroll away now, that mechanism wins. It feeds on your distraction, your scrolling, and your avoidance. But if you stay, if you consciously choose to hold your focus for just a few more minutes, we are going to drag that shadow out into the light. Every second you remain here, you are actively taking back a fraction of your control. You are sending a direct signal to your subconscious that you are finally ready to break the toxic loop. In just a moment, I am going to reveal the exact psychological barrier that has been quietly sabotaging your potential. This is a truth that most people will go their entire lives without ever understanding. Do not move. Do not let your attention drift. The insight that will shift your entire reality is coming up right now. Let us take a moment to look at who you really are beneath the surface. I am going to describe a feeling, and as I do, you are going to realize why you were meant to find this exact message today. You are someone who possesses a great deal of unused capacity for success, yet you often find yourself paralyzed by overthinking. You pride yourself on being an independent thinker, someone who does not simply accept what others say without proof. Yet, despite this sharp intelligence, you have a deep, enduring tendency to be incredibly self-critical. You set the bar impossibly high for yourself, and when you inevitably fall short of perfection, you carry the weight of that perceived failure entirely alone. You give so much of your energy to maintaining the peace around you. You are the person others rely on to fix things, to listen, and to provide stability. But tell me, who is holding that space for you? When you are drained, when your battery is completely empty, you simply retreat into yourself because you do not want to become a burden to anyone else. I know exactly how heavy that feels. Do not look away. Stay with me, because we are finally pulling the curtain back on the silent struggle you have been hiding from the world. Your mind right now feels like an overloaded system. Imagine you are trying to manage a massive, chaotic workspace of thoughts, memories, and endless tasks. You are constantly trying to categorize and store every piece of external information, every worry, every future scenario, much like a frantic archivist trying to organize a complex database of scattered notes. But the links are broken. The structure is overwhelmed. Your mental bandwidth is completely maxed out, and because of this constant background processing, you are left with zero energy to actually build the life you dream of. You feel this deep inside your chest, that quiet, nagging grief for the time you feel you have lost. You look back at opportunities that slipped through your fingers at the very last moment, and you wonder, what is wrong with me? Why is it always so much harder for me than it is for everyone else? Listen to me very carefully right now. Do not skip this. What I am about to tell you is the most liberating truth you will ever hear. It is not your fault. The delays, the procrastination, the sudden loss of motivation, right when you were about to break through, none of this is a reflection of your worth, your intelligence, or your capability. You are not broken. You are simply operating on a corrupted psychological framework that was installed in you a long time ago without your permission. Think about the environments you grew up in, or the people you have trusted in the past. You absorbed their limitations. You absorbed their fears. You were conditioned to play small, to be quiet, and to prioritize the comfort of others over your own radical growth. Some of the people you kept in your close circle did not actually want to see you outshine them. They fed you subtle negative energy, subtle doubts, disguised as realistic advice. That is why your progress slowed down. That is why you have felt like you are walking through thick mud for the past few months. Your brain has been engaged in a brutal, invisible war between the massive potential of your true self and the toxic, limiting programming you inherited from your past. You have been carrying a tremendous amount of emotional and mental clutter that does not even belong to you. You have been holding on to other people's expectations, dragging them along like heavy iron chains. But the very fact that you are still watching this, the fact that you have not scrolled away, proves something incredible. It proves that your awareness is finally waking up. Your subconscious recognized the truth in these words instantly. It brought you to this exact moment in time to tell you that the period of quiet suffering is coming to an end. Do not move. The energy around your situation is highly volatile right now. If you leave, you will sink right back into that familiar, suffocating loop of self-blame. But if you stay, you are going to discover exactly how to rewrite that internal code. You are going to learn how to clear that mental database and reclaim the immense power that has been locked away inside you. Stay right here. The secret that will shift your entire reality is coming up next. Now, I need you to lean in and pay closer attention than you ever have before. Do not take your eyes off the screen. Do not let a single notification pull you away, because what I am about to explain is the core operating system of your reality. Think of your subconscious mind as a massive, intricate digital workspace. It is a deeply linked, external thought and memory management system where every single experience, every fear, every comment someone made about you 10 years ago is carefully catalogued, tagged, and interconnected. This system is running quietly in the background of your life, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It dictates how you feel when you wake up, how you react to stress, and most importantly, how much success you allow yourself to have. But here is the devastating secret that is keeping you trapped. Your mental database is currently running on deeply corrupted files. Do not scroll. Stay right here, because the illusion of your self-sabotage is about to shatter. You see, society tells you that if you want to be successful, you just need more discipline. They tell you to wake up earlier, work harder, and force yourself through the exhaustion. But that is a complete lie. The reason you are struggling is not a lack of willpower. It is a fundamental conflict within your internal programming. Your brain's primary evolutionary function is not to make you happy, wealthy, or fulfilled. Its only job is to keep you safe. And to your subconscious mind, safe simply means familiar. It means staying exactly where you are, in the environment it already knows how to survive in. When you suddenly decide to change your life, when you try to build a new business, form a healthier relationship, or finally step into your true potential, your conscious mind is excited. But down in the depths of your internal database, your subconscious is triggering a massive security alert. It scans its vast archive of interconnected memories and finds files tagged with failure, rejection, and pain. It looks at the new, unfamiliar path you are trying to walk and labels it as a deadly threat. This is the birth of the shadow self. The shadow is not some evil entity. It is the collection of all the suppressed, fearful, and wounded parts of your psyche that you have tried to lock away. And when it feels threatened by your growth, it fights back. Do not move. Let this realization sink into your very bones. How does the shadow fight back? It does not attack you physically. It attacks you psychologically. It floods your system with sudden, unexplainable fatigue right when you need to be productive. It whispers the insidious voice of imposter syndrome into your ear. It makes you randomly obsess over a tiny mistake you made 3 years ago, completely draining your cognitive bandwidth so you have no energy left to take action today. You call it procrastination. You call it self-sabotage. But right now, you need to understand that it is actually an outdated defense mechanism. Your brain is literally pulling the emergency brake because it thinks success will expose you to danger, criticism, or the loss of love from people who want you to stay small. Every second you stay on this video, you are breaking those old, corrupted links in your mind. You are manually overriding the system. Now, I want you to look back at your past with this completely new lens. Think about the heavy moments that broke your heart. Think about the opportunities that mysteriously fell through at the final stage. Think about the people you trusted who suddenly revealed their true, toxic nature and walked out of your life, leaving you feeling abandoned and inadequate. For years, your corrupted database labeled those events as rejection. It told you that you were not good enough. Do not skip this next part, because this is the exact moment your healing begins. Those moments were not rejections. They were algorithmic corrections. The universe, or the higher intelligence of your own mind, recognized that the environment you were in was fundamentally misaligned with the massive potential of your future. The people who left your life did so because their negative, limiting energy could not survive in the high-frequency environment you were destined to build. The plans that fell apart did so because they were keeping you locked in a smaller version of your story. It was a forceful clearing of your mental workspace. It was painful because you were holding on to the corrupted files, but it was absolutely necessary. You were not being punished, you were being protected. You were being isolated so that you could finally hear your own voice without the deafening noise of other people's expectations. Stay with me. We are getting to the bottom of the code. Once you truly internalize this, that your brain has been tricking you to keep you safe, and that your past losses were actually aggressive course corrections, everything changes. The heavy fog of confusion and guilt you have been carrying starts to dissolve instantly. You no longer have to fight yourself. You no longer have to force your way through a wall of mental friction. You simply have to update the system. You have to observe the shadow, acknowledge its fear, and consciously decide to rewrite the tags in your internal database. You are stepping out of the role of the overwhelmed victim and into the role of the master architect of your own mind. Right now, the invisible threads that have been holding you back are snapping one by one. The old programming is losing its grip on your nervous system. You can feel a strange, sudden sense of lightness in your chest, can't you? That is the feeling of cognitive dissonance resolving itself. That is the feeling of your conscious and subconscious minds finally aligning toward the exact same goal. Do not look away. You have just uncovered the core secret that dictates human behavior. You are now standing on the precipice of a total paradigm shift. But knowing the secret is only the first half of the equation. What you do in the next few moments will determine whether this new code saves to your system permanently or whether it gets washed away by the noise of the internet. The next step requires a deliberate action from you. It requires a physical manifestation of your mental shift. Stay right here. Do not scroll. You are about to lock this breakthrough into your reality forever. You are currently suspended in a very rare, incredibly fragile psychological window. Right now, in this exact second, the old, corrupted files in your subconscious mind have been temporarily neutralized. The heavy, invisible chains of self-doubt, overthinking, and inherited trauma that we just exposed are hanging loose. But you must listen to me very carefully. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and rewire itself, does not happen through passive listening alone. Do not scroll. Do not let the digital noise of the next video erase what you have just realized. If you simply nod your head, feel a brief moment of inspiration, and then swipe away to watch another random video, your brain will immediately revert to its default settings. By tomorrow morning, the shadow self will pull the emergency brake again. The clarity you feel right now will evaporate like mist, and you will be right back in that agonizing loop of feeling stuck, exhausted, and overwhelmed. You cannot let that happen. You have come too far, and you have endured too much silent frustration to walk away from the very threshold of your breakthrough. To make this mental shift permanent, your brain requires a physical anchor. It needs a tangible, real-world action to confirm to your nervous system that this new operating system has been successfully installed. You have to take the invisible, internal realization you just had and forcefully drag it into the physical world. Stay right here. This is the turning point of your entire journey. In psychology, this is known as a commitment ritual. When you declare a boundary publicly or physically, you create a powerful cognitive anchor that your mind cannot easily ignore. You are drawing a hard line in the sand between the version of you who was held back by the past and the version of you who is completely in control of your future. I need you to perform this physical anchor right now. Go to the comments section of this video immediately. I want you to type one of these exact phrases: I am ready to change. Or if you are carrying a heavier burden that you finally need to put down, type, I release my past. Do not skip this step. Do not just think the words, you must physically type them out. Let me be absolutely clear with you. This is not about leaving a digital footprint. This is not just a standard comment on a video. This is a deliberate, calculated command to your own subconscious. As your fingers hit the keyboard, as you spell out those specific words, you are sending a visceral, undeniable signal through your nervous system. Every single letter you type is a physical manifestation of a new boundary. You are looking directly at the shadow self, the part of you that has been keeping you small, afraid, and exhausted, and you are serving it an eviction notice. By hitting reply, you are locking that new neural pathway into place. You are officially telling the universe, your environment, and your own mind that you are no longer available for toxic patterns. You are no longer willing to be the dumping ground for other people's negative energy. You are stepping completely out of survival mode and firmly into conscious creation. Do not move away until you have done this. Look at the comments around you. Look at the hundreds, maybe thousands of others who are actively breaking their own chains at this very second. You are not doing this alone. You are participating in a massive, collective frequency shift, tapping into a network of individuals who are all rewriting their mental code simultaneously. Once you have typed those words and hit send, take a deep breath. Notice how different your chest feels. Notice the sudden, quiet surge of authority rising up your spine. That is the feeling of your personal power rushing back to you after years of being locked away. Keep watching. Now that you have planted the anchor, the architecture of your life is going to change rapidly. You have initiated the sequence, and the results are going to manifest faster than your logical mind can comprehend. Stay with me, because in the next few moments, I am going to tell you exactly what is about to happen in your life and how to recognize the massive shifts that are coming your way over the next few days. You have just crossed the threshold. By typing those words and planting that physical anchor in the real world, you have officially initiated the override sequence in your subconscious mind. The command has been sent. The old operating system has been overwritten. Do not scroll away now. You have done the heavy lifting, but you absolutely must understand what is about to happen next. If you do not know what to look for, your logical mind might try to talk you out of the incredible changes that are already rushing toward you. Stay right here and let me paint a crystal clear picture of exactly what your life is going to look like starting right now. Imagine that for years, you have been pushing your bare hands against a massive solid concrete wall. You pushed so hard that your hands bled, your muscles ached, and your spirit was entirely broken. You thought that wall was your destiny. But right now, at this exact second, that wall is not just cracking, it is crumbling into dust. The path ahead of you, which was shrouded in thick, suffocating fog for so long, is suddenly clearing up, bathed in a brilliant, warm light. Here is what you are going to experience in the next 24 to 48 hours. You are going to wake up tomorrow morning, and before you even open your eyes, you will notice something profoundly different. For the first time in as long as you can remember, the relentless, deafening noise in your head will be gone. The frantic archivist in your brain, the one constantly categorizing worries, analyzing past mistakes, and generating doomsday scenarios, has been permanently dismissed. Instead, you will experience a deep, expansive silence. A beautiful, sharp mental clarity. You will not wake up feeling like you are already behind schedule. You will not feel that familiar, heavy dread sitting in the center of your chest. You will breathe in, and your lungs will feel completely full. You will feel an unprecedented lightness in your physical body, as if a 100-pound backpack has finally been taken off your shoulders. Stay with me. Pay very close attention, because this next part is crucial. As this internal frequency shifts, your external reality has no choice but to completely reorganize itself to match your new baseline. It is a fundamental law of psychology and energy. When you change the code, the output must change. Over the next few days, you are going to witness relationships in your life shifting dramatically. You will notice that certain people, the ones who always seem to drain your energy, the ones who subtly undermined your confidence, or the ones who only reached out when they needed you to fix their problems, will simply start to drift away. There will be no massive arguments. There will be no explosive drama. They will simply fade out of your reality. Do not chase them. Do not feel guilty. Do not move away from this truth. This is your new psychological boundary, actively repelling toxic energy. Your upgraded subconscious is no longer a hospitable environment for their limiting beliefs. By letting them walk away effortlessly, you are clearing massive amounts of space in your life for the people who actually match your ambition, your intellect, and your heart. You will start attracting mentors, collaborators, and friends who speak your language, who see your immense value, and who actively want to see you win. And then, the most remarkable thing is going to happen. Because your mental bandwidth is no longer being drained by overthinking, anxiety, and holding on to other people's emotional baggage. All of that energy is going to flood directly into your creativity and your problem-solving skills. You are going to enter a profound state of flow. An opportunity is going to present itself to you very soon. It might come as a sudden brilliant idea while you are taking a walk. It might be an unexpected email, a message from someone you haven't spoken to in years, or a sudden realization of a pathway in your career that was invisible to you just yesterday. In the past, the shadow self would have immediately sabotaged this. It would have whispered, "You are not ready. You are not qualified. What if you fail?" But because you stayed here, because you planted that anchor and rewired your database, that voice is dead. When this new opportunity arrives, you will not hesitate for a single fraction of a second. You will step into it with a cold, calm, and absolute certainty. You will take the action, you will speak your truth, and you will execute your vision with a level of confidence that will shock even you. You are going to realize, in real time, just how incredibly powerful you actually are when you stop fighting your own mind. Listen to me, my friend. Do not look away. I need you to realize how unique you are for making it to this exact moment. Look at the analytics of the world around you. 99% of the people who saw the beginning of this video swiped away within the first 30 seconds. Their attention spans are entirely broken. They went right back to scrolling, right back to their distractions, and right back to the exact same miserable, exhausting loops they complain about every single day. They chose the comfort of their familiar pain over the responsibility of their own growth. But not you. You held your focus. You stared directly into the uncomfortable truths of your own psychology. You did the internal work, and you committed to the shift. Because you chose to stay, because you refused to run away, you have unlocked a timeline of success, peace, and abundance that the other 99% will never, ever experience. You have literally bent the trajectory of your own destiny simply by mastering your attention. The life you have been waiting for is no longer in the distant future. It is happening right now, in this very room, in your very mind. Keep watching. We are moving into the final and most important step of this entire process. You need to know exactly how to protect this new energy and lock it in permanently so that you never slide backwards again. Stay right here. The final key to your transformation is up next. You have successfully rewritten the code, planted your physical anchor, and stepped entirely out of the shadows. The suffocating fog has lifted, and your subconscious mind is now perfectly aligned with the immense success and peace you deserve. But as you stand in this new brilliant light, you must understand a fundamental law of psychological energy. It cannot remain stagnant. If you hoard this realization, if you close this video and keep this profound shift entirely to yourself, the energy will eventually plateau. Do not look away. The transformation is not complete until you secure the perimeter of your new reality. To make this breakthrough permanently unshakable, you must actively circulate this high-frequency energy outward. Think of the psychological concept of mirror neurons. When you deliberately help someone else break free from their mental chains, your own brain reinforces the exact same pathways of freedom and abundance within yourself. By acting as the catalyst for someone else's awakening, you multiply your own power exponentially. Right now, I want you to picture the faces of 3 specific people in your life. You know exactly who they are. They are the ones who smile through the pain. They are the ones who are incredibly talented, deeply kind, but constantly get in their own way. They are the ones who are silently drowning in the exact same overwhelming, exhausting loop of self-sabotage that you just escaped. Do not hesitate. Take action for them right now. I need you to share this exact video with those 3 people. Send it to them directly. When you hit that share button, you are not just forwarding a link. You are extending a psychological lifeline to someone who is currently suffocating in the dark. You are initiating a ripple effect of mental clarity and emotional liberation. By sharing this message, you are forcefully disrupting their toxic patterns, just as yours were disrupted today. And according to the undeniable law of reciprocity, the massive positive energy you inject into their lives will immediately ricochet back into yours, accelerating your own breakthrough in ways you cannot even begin to predict. You become the architect, not just of your own destiny, but of a rising tide that lifts the people you care about most. Stay with me. We must now seal the contract. You have sent the energy outward, but now you must finalize the boundary within yourself. In behavioral psychology, every major identity shift requires a final, kinesthetic stamp of approval, a physical gesture that tells your nervous system, "This is who I am now. There is no going back." I want you to press the like button on this video right now. Understand this deeply. Hitting that button has nothing to do with vanity metrics. It is not a casual gesture. It is a definitive, physical seal on the psychological contract you just made with yourself. When you press like, you are casting a permanent, undeniable vote for your new self. You are stamping your internal database with a permanent seal of approval, locking the shadow self out of the control room forever. That simple physical click is the closing of a heavy iron door on your past and the opening of a massive, golden gate to your future. Do not leave this space yet. There is one final, critical step to guarantee your success. You are about to step back out into the physical world, and the reality is, the world out there is loud. It is chaotic. It is heavily engineered to drain your focus, hijack your emotions, and pull you back into a state of low-frequency anxiety. If you walk out of this high-level psychological state and immediately plunge back into the toxic, negative media feeds that surround you every day, your new mental architecture will be under constant attack. You need a sanctuary. You need a dedicated, heavily guarded environment where your mind can continually rest, recalibrate, and upgrade. That is exactly what this channel is. This is not a standard content feed. This is a highly protected, exclusive network built specifically for individuals who refuse to be manipulated by their own subconscious. This is a collective of minds that are dedicated to ruthless self-awareness, deep behavioral analysis, and radical personal growth. You must secure your place in this network right now. Hit the subscribe button. By subscribing, you are actively choosing your environment. You are ensuring that your digital space, the place where you spend so much of your cognitive energy, is aggressively curated to support your rise. But subscribing is only the first half of the defense protocol. You must also turn on all notifications by hitting the bell icon. Why? Because your shadow self is cunning. In a few weeks, when you are about to take a massive leap in your career, or when you are on the verge of a beautiful new relationship, the old fears might try to whisper to you again. By turning on those notifications, you are setting up an automatic psychological defense system. You are guaranteeing that exactly when you need a pattern interrupt, exactly when you need to be pulled out of an overthinking loop, my voice will appear on your screen to guide you back into alignment. Share this video to multiply your breakthrough and save those trapped in the fog. Press like to physically seal the psychological contract of your new identity. Subscribe and turn on all alerts to lock yourself into the ultimate sanctuary of growth and permanently guard your mental frequency. You are no longer a victim of your past. You are the architect of your future. The heavy lifting is done. Your spirit is rising. Your mind is clear, and your path is completely open. Step into the light, my friend. The best chapter of your life begins the second this video ends.